Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Melissa and today I'm going to be doing my monthly favorites. And I did not have an opportunity to record a monthly favorites for March. So this is kind of a little bit cumulative, March and April, and pretty much focused on products that I picked up and purchased during that time period. So once I have a chance to use some of the products that I've hauled a little bit, it really becomes pretty clear to me which things are like my favorites from that haul that I'm really using all the time. And so I thought this is what I would like to focus on with today's video. There are a few things that were not picked up during that time, but I think that'll be pretty obvious. So let's get started. So I did try to wear as many of these things today for this video so you could see how they look on my face. So I'm going to start off with my skin. And one of the things I picked up during this time period was the new Urban Decay One and Done Hybrid Complexion Perfector. So I know when I hauled this, I compared it quite a bit to the IT CC cream and was kind of like, I'm not sure it's going to live up to the IT CC cream, but I actually really have been enjoying this quite a bit. I think the coverage is a little bit more than I realized initially, and I do like the packaging quite a bit. It has a little airless pump, and it has a pretty decent SPF. It's SPF 20. Maybe not so good for like the middle of the summer where maybe where the sun's stronger and I may want a little bit more SPF, but certainly for pretty much day-to-day wear under other foundations or alone, I think this is pretty good. The shade I'm wearing is medium light. I think it's really a pretty nice color match. It might be a tad light for the summertime, but for right now, I think it's pretty perfect. So when I feel like I want a little bit more coverage over this, because this is probably sheer to medium coverage, if I want slightly better coverage, I've been layering other things on top of it and it works really well. But one of the things that I cannot believe how long I've had this and not used it because I didn't know how to use it, and have pulled it out and rediscovered it, and I really am enjoying it so much. And that is the Sephora brand Perfection Mist Airbrush Foundation. So I originally bought this because I heard it was a dupe for the Dior Air Flash or whatever their spray foundation is. And it was supposed to be a dupe with like half the price. The Dior foundation is $62. This is $28. And I really wanted to try that spray foundation. Upon purchasing it, I really was uncertain how to apply it. And I did watch a number of videos. Some people do this, some people and then blend. Some people put it on the back of their hand and then pick it up on the brush. And none of those really worked for me. And recently I watched someone spray it directly onto a brush and apply it, and it was like the light bulb went on. I pulled it back out, I tried it, and I'm like, this is lovely. I really like this. It's super light. It almost feels weightless on the skin. The coverage is really good. It's super easy to apply. It's actually a little cooling when you apply it. I'm totally hooked on this. Really like this. What I wanted to share with you is the brush I've been using to apply this with. And it came as a set. It was a 3-piece set from Real Techniques. And I originally really wanted this set for this brush because I wanted, you know, a little fan brush, and I didn't really have one. And I already had this brush, which I love and I use a lot, so I didn't mind getting a second one. And I really considered this like a throwaway. However, let me just say, this has become my favorite out of that set. So they call this a sculpting brush. And I think you're really supposed to use it for applying your contour here to give you that sculpted look. I love it for applying this foundation, and I just spray it on the brush and then apply it in a small section on my face, and then I spray some more and do another section, and it really works beautifully. It's a really nice dense brush, and it's not too big. You can get into all the little corners. this was a huge hit for me. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is something that I have in my project pan pile, and it is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser for dark circles. Now this is not anything new. This has been around a while, and it definitely had its glory days on YouTube, but I had forgotten how much I really like this under my eyes. And this is in the brightening formula, so it's not really so much as a concealer as it is a brightener. But I've been using it like a concealer because, you know, I just follow my own rules. So once I pulled this back out to use it in my project pan, I was like, I don't know, it feels kind of thick and heavy. And what I've been doing is just applying it in, 3 dots on my under eyes, and then taking a couple dots of moisturizer in between, kind of blending them on my face, and then using a beauty blender to tap it in, a damp beauty blender. And I really like the way it goes on. The beauty blender will pick up any excess that I have, if I'm a little heavy-handed in applying it, so it kind of evens that all out and gives me just the right amount of coverage. And I am thrilled with the way that's been going, and I've really been enjoying it. This was one of the products that I was like, in my project pan, but look, I am almost done with this and have really, really enjoyed using it. So I had picked up 2 different blushes during this time period. The Bobbi Brown blush palette, which I like quite a bit, but the one that has really been a standout for me has been the BECCA blush, and that is what I'm wearing today. I just think this is so pretty, and the shade I have here is Snapdragon. I think it's just like the perfect combination of pink and peach, so it's not too peachy, not too pinky. It's just really a beautiful shade and has a nice amount of glow to it. I found myself reaching for this so much. So let's go up to the eyes, and I think I have 2 different eye products here that I want to talk about that I've really used quite a bit since purchasing them. The first product is still relatively new, but I think these are a hit, and that is the Bobbi Brown eyeshadow sticks. I think these are great. I'm using them today as kind of like an eyeshadow base. What color did I use today? I used Dusty Mauve as an eyeshadow base today, so I just put a thin layer on, blended it in, and then started putting my powder eyeshadow over it. I think these are so versatile, and I like the way they apply quite a bit. So the next item I want to talk about is an eyeshadow palette. I think this is like so special. It is the Tarte Rainforest After Dark palette. I think the formula of these eyeshadows are really interesting and really so pretty. There's almost like a blend between, I think, like the ColourPop eyeshadows, but not like squishy like those are, and you don't risk them drying out so much. They really blend so beautifully, and there's like 0 fallout. I'll leave a link to that review in case you want to see the whole review on this. But today I'm wearing primarily these 3 colors, this pinky color, this taupey color, and this darker color. And I have to say, probably my favorite shade is this taupey color. It's called Wave. That's a great like one and done eyeshadow look. There's not a loser in here. So I'm going to finish up with a lip color. I am wearing the Bobbi Brown Nourishing lipstick in the shade Blush, which is such a gorgeous neutral. It looks like nothing, when you look at it in this in the tube, but it really is just has the right amount of pink in it, so it's like a pinky nude, so you don't look dead. Some nudes are just too orangey or yellow tone for me. I really like this, and I really thought it complemented this look I'm wearing today. I'm talking about this primarily because I really like this formula. It is very moisturizing, and it's kind of like that combination of lipstick and lip gloss all in one. Very hydrating. I'm really very impressed with this and have really enjoyed wearing it. I've been alternating between this and the other shade quite a bit since I received this order. So I'm going to finish up with something a little different, as I do sometimes. And this is a storage idea for eyeshadows. And I don't really even remember where I saw it or read it. I don't think I actually saw it in action. I think I read about it on some blog, or I wish I knew because I would like to include the link there, but too much time has gone by. And it's actually something I read probably a long time ago and only recently thought I need to test that out. I was doing a little purging and I'm like, it's time to move my single eyeshadows into a different spot. An ice cube tray. So this is just a plastic ice cube tray. You can probably get them in the dollar store for not much money, but they are the perfect size for individual eyeshadows. And I have quite an assortment of different eyeshadows in here, so you can really see how that works. Up here I have some of the NARS Audacious singles in there. I have some of the Sephora brand, which is probably similar to like a MAC size. This is my CK1. I actually have some Wet n Wild. I have 2 in 1 for the Wet n Wild. The L'Oreal Infallibles fit really nicely in there. So, oh, and this is also one of the color tattoos. So that fits equally as nice in there. And so I just have this in my drawer with the ones I probably use the most to the front and the other ones towards the back. It just is like a dream. You can just pull out your drawer, you see everything nice and neat. It's fabulous. I love this hack. I think it's such a great storage hack and for like no money. So that wraps up my favorites for March/April. I'd love to know what you've been loving. What new things have you picked up that have been total hits? Do you have any other storage hacks for me that I might find useful? I'd love to hear those as well. So definitely leave those in the comments down below. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new to my channel and you're just stopping by, I would love it if you'd hit the subscribe button before you head out. And if you are a long-term subscriber, thank you so much for supporting my channel. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you all real soon. Take care. Bye.